When you see young children going to school on the first day, you're so happy for them that they are there in a place where you can remember being. Something you never forget. The things that occurred at that time in your life were so very important to you. When my children were getting ready to start school, I would talk about those moments in my life. I'd talk about how exciting that was and how fun it was. And when my granddaughter starts school, I'm going to tell her those same stories.
And to think that every year we get a new group of kids who are coming in so that they can work to fulfill their potential, so that they can work to realize their dreams, to do things in our society that we can't yet even conceive or dream of. That's exciting work to do.
Hi, I'm Mitch Dorge, and I went to public school. In fact, like most people in your community, my local school played a big role in who I am today. For me, it was the teachers that inspired and encouraged me. I was given opportunities to explore music, which led to a career in performance and recording. But my public education experience was more than that. To start, it was a welcoming and safe place where I came together with the kids in my community to learn.
Kids don't have to be ready to come here. We have to be ready for the kids that come to us. What are they going to look like? What are they going to be like? What am I going to have to learn to meet the needs of my students? Because it's a different bundle of kids every year.
I like the way the school is, how big it is, and all the activities in it, like gym, art, music, and you get to learn to do different things that you never got to do.
I got lots of friends here, and I do fun stuff in this school. I like gym and technology, like math.
We just want to help those kids become successful in what they're doing and have good attitudes to get out there into the world and try to be positive participants in our society.
The most important thing in my entire public school education was knowing that one of my teachers cared. She cared whether or not I was hungry when I came to school, whether or not I was reading, or she cared about my academic success, and she was hopeful for my future. It was something that was really powerful.
Every day is a new challenge for me with my class. It excites me that one way or another I am going to make a difference. If they keep me on my toes, I learn from them just as much as they learn from me.
Exciting things are happening right now that it's nice to be part of that and to see parents encouraged to be part of that. From my perspective, being involved as a parent has been very satisfying because we're able to work to create some wonderful things within the schools.
When new children come on the scene, it demands something new of us. It demands, an energy, it demands a commitment to those new people, because those new people are going to form the adult world at some point in time.
Schools are where we first learn to become contributing members of a larger community, where we learn ideas of cooperation, respect, and democracy. It's where the citizens of tomorrow begin.
If we want to maintain what we think is democracy, we need to spend a lot of time educating people what the responsibilities and the opportunities of democracy represent and present, and why we believe in those kinds of things.
To move that notion of democracy forward, to have public discourse, to ask tough questions, to be part of figuring out answers of those tough questions, that's what we work with kids to do.
Social justice is a huge part of public education, as is environmental issues and looking at the cultural makeup of students. It's all of those pieces together.
And if every one of us is a well-educated person, the possibilities for our country are limitless. If we're not, then we're losing out on the capabilities and potential of large segments of our population.
In order to make a strong democracy, you need citizens with a healthy and satisfying personal life. Public education is about developing each child to their maximum potential in order to achieve this.
I'm Sierra Noble, and I'm a professional musician, and I went to public school. From grade 1 to 3, I had a teacher, and she was just one of the most beautiful and inspiring people that I still have ever known. The teachers in public schools are so amazing, and they just really love teaching. I'm not even 20 years old, and I'm a professional touring musician. I'm able to be doing what I'm doing today at 19 years old because of public schools and how supportive they were.
My family came from Africa directly to Canada. I got a very positive impact from the school system. I think it was really because the teachers, they were genuine. Coming from a foreign country, they treated me very well. They kind of made sure that we were all treated equal. I still keep in touch with some of my junior high and elementary school's teachers. I still talk to them once in a while via email or I phone them. I think they were very much a part of my success. In my workforce, you're seeing that the young that are coming through are quick and fast. They understand using information, using the IT as a vehicle, the way they communicate through social networks and things of that nature. I think the school system has to really adapt to that. And through the public education system, I think that happens. There's a synergistic approach that happens between students and the school that they need to get to that level. Public education students are incredibly astute. They're sharp. They use the workplace as a vehicle to enjoy life.
The fantastic teachers, fantastic programs. From the beginning, we've been exposed to a variety of different programs, and just being at the school itself offers so many different experiences for you.
If you inspire students and you inspire young people, they do great things.
Fair and equitable society, or community in short, our public schools are where we learn to live together in our diversity. And these days, there is a lot of diversity.
I grew up in apartheid South Africa. And in apartheid South Africa, if you were not a white person, it didn't really matter whether you went to school or not. Having come from that kind of a background, as I moved along from one country to another, I began to see even more clearly what the negative effects would be if you did not provide a public school education for everybody.
I think the public education system is a place for all kids. This is a place that's representative of the world. So the world is a place full of people from different economic backgrounds, from different cultures that speak different languages, and that's what the public system is about. It is a place for everybody, and we accept kids for who they are, and all of the rest of us. That's what we do here at school, is we learn about tolerance, we learn about acceptance, and we learn how to be good people.
The value of education is, for me, is equality. Everybody's getting the same kind of education they deserve. For my class, they come from all different households, and they get all the same responsibilities and opportunities that everybody else in this school.
And that's the beauty of the public education system, is that it's intended to give us all the same foundation from which we can now develop our lives as adult human beings.
A lot of students coming from the Philippines, coming from India, coming from some war-torn countries, they bring with them their culture, and that's part of the learning process.
We have so many people from around the world. It's really awesome because you get to meet people that have different experiences growing up in different places. We learn different cultures, music, and languages and such.
The Music Connection program, basically it was my class and one other class that was able to create traditional Aboriginal flutes, and we learned 3 different songs, one in both English and in Cree, and we participated in a concert.
My backgrounds are Scottish and Ukrainian. I know a little bit of those languages, but learning Cree was a whole challenge. That's what made it so fun.
I think something that is a strength of public school is just the multiculturalism and the overall attitudes of acceptance.
Le système d'éducation publique a joué un très grand rôle dans ma vie personnelle. Comme parents, ce qui était très important pour nous, c'était d'envoyer nos enfants à une école française. Et le système d'éducation publique a permis que l'on puisse envoyer nos jeunes à une école française tout au long de leur scolarité.
The public education system can be a great vehicle by which we ensure all members of society have the opportunity to function equally. Some children come to the public education system not only hungry, but scared, frightened, and damaged, so that by the time they finish the education, that they are in the same position as much as possible as those other children.
We all pay for public education and we all benefit. To continue this, we need to make sure that our schools have sufficient funding and support to fulfill this important role they play. But not only do our community schools need our support, they also need our participation.
Looking at public education for me means not just looking at what takes place within the schools, it means looking at what takes place within our communities, looking at opportunities for children around the clock, throughout their lives, and our communities need to be supportive of public education.
We have cadets, after-school programs, Eagle Kids, choir, breakfast program, things like that.